Welcome, welcome, fellow diamond painters. It's DP Crazy Lady. It is getting close to midnight, which will bring us into the 2nd of December, but it's 11:46 p.m. right now. It's still the 1st of December. It is still Friday, and it's 2023. Refresher course here. I'm doing Partners in Crime by Gary Patterson. It's through Diamond Art. It is a 20 by 25 inch or a 51 centimeter by a 64 centimeter. I think it's adorable. Whether anybody else does or not, doesn't matter. It's what I'm doing. Okay, so it has 56 colors and there are 4 ABs, and I thought I would show you what the ABs look like. There is this, if it focuses, really pretty blue, which is a 101. Really gorgeous. Okay, there is a 102, which is that, I believe the black, but it's got the blue in it, and that is so pretty. I love them. Some people don't care for that, they want the black, that's it, but I really like this. It is the 102. The third one is a 129, which is a yellow, which is really pretty. It is a 129. And the last one is a 133, which is a real pretty orange. Really pretty. I've had a few drills that have been misshapen or have little tips on them, little extra pieces, and I've pitched them. I usually put them in, I dropped that one. Okay, I usually put them in, your little trash keeper. But I don't feel like trying to lift this up and stick it on there, so I just pitch them. Let me see if I can find my dropped. Okay. Because I have a pink one too. My daughter had gotten 4 of them through Dreamer Designs, really reasonable, months and months ago. And they're nice, but I don't use them. They would make a good, magnet on there to hold the plastic up. But like I said, the way I've got this taped down, it's a pain. So I don't bother. So I said that this was pet themed, and I thought I would start out with a couple photos and then explain, and do some WIP and SIP with you. Yes, I do have coffee. So I thought I would show a couple pictures, do a little story, behind them, and do a little painting. Okay, I thought I'd start off with something very, very early, and it's maybe silly. But this dog I do not remember. I was a baby, and you will see that. My mother said his name was Rex. Okay, this is the photo, if you can see it. That's me as a baby. Probably, I was born December 51, so this would have been sometime in the summer of 52. And his name was Rex. And I'll there's just a short little story of him. This, anybody who is my age might remember something like this coming around into your neighborhood. And I don't know how old I was here. Probably 5, 6, somewhere around there. And here we go. Okay, focus. A man would come around, to different neighborhoods with his pony, and you'd pay like $1 or $2, and he'd dress you up and put you on the pony and get a photo. I have one around here somewhere with me and my sister both on the same pony together, but I found this one. So I thought I would show you how silly I looked and how young I wish I still was. So, whoop, there goes my elbow crack, sorry. The next photo I will show you, and then I will, like I said, I want to make that the theme of this particular video, is this photo was in the newspaper. It's not real clear. This is of Blarney and Corky, and of course that was me, and it was in the 70s. It was at our local mall where I had won some prizes in obedience with the two of them. Okay, the newspaper, or the school that I used to go to show the dogs, for the kids and stuff, clipped this out, sent it to me with a card thanking me and showing me the picture and such. This is the original that was given to me by the newspaper. You might be able to see Blarney and Corky a little clearer there. Not sure. But that was the original photo. Okay. This one thing I'm going to show you, and then I'll get into diamond painting. You can pause to read this. I'm not going to read it. It brings me to tears each time I have to read it. And I've had this, oh gosh, since the 70s, and I keep it in a book with those photos. It's called My Gift to Jesus. And I think if you pause it, I'll hold it here a little bit and then scroll it down. And that way you can read it yourself. I hope I've got it in there well enough. So, it is by Jane L. Sears, which I don't know her. Don't know anything else she might have done, but I had clipped this out of a news magazine, and I've had it ever since. So, okay, I'll show you. As far as Corky goes, my daughter says she has a picture of him somewhere, she thinks. And I do have some on my computer that I will bring up in the next few weeks of my cats, my other dogs, so on and so forth. But this is a really good one of Blarney. And then we'll get into the diamond painting and some stories. But this was Blarney. My beautiful baby boy, my Irish setter. I mean, y'all have favorite dogs, I know, but this was my boy. This dog would do anything I asked him to do. Anything. He was calm, gentle. He wasn't flighty like some Irish setters where they run all over the place and carry on and everything. He was a good boy. I miss him. I miss him a lot. Sorry, I do miss him. And he passed a long, long time ago. So, okay. There are a few photos. Then I have more for another day or so. So, the first one I showed you with Rex, my mother said that when I was a baby and she had him, he would stay with me on the blanket. He would not leave that blanket, and anytime, my mom said, anytime I started to crawl off or move off that blanket, he did one or two things. He either would grab me by my diaper and pull me back onto that blanket. He was a beautiful big collie, Mom said. Beautiful big collie. And he would either do that or he would block my path. He would move, all over the place. Every time I moved, he'd get up and move and keep me from going any further than that blanket. So my mom never had to worry if she had to, turn her head for a little bit or run inside or something. Rex was always there. Always. So, it's too bad, I wasn't older and, I don't know what happened to Rex. I would have to ask my mother about that, because I don't remember him at all, other than a photo. The other photos, okay, of the pony and stuff, that was, that was really something. That's the first time I was ever on a horse, and I fell in love with horses after that. I mean, I begged my mother to let us, sit on that pony and get our photos taken. And, at that time, money was tight. My mother, had gotten laid off from the factory she worked at. And, but she saw how much we wanted, to do it. And, because it wasn't that expensive, to get the photo on the pony. But then if you wanted copies, of it, then you had to pay more, so, but she did it for us, and I thank her for that, because that's a memory, and I do remember that even without the photo. I remember it. I loved it. As far as Blarney and Corky, and like I said, I will try and get some photos of Inky later, because I had the three of them at the same time. And I used to, after I finished any dog shows and stuff with them, well, like in between maybe, because I did do some more obedience shows for a few years. I got together with a friend of mine who had border collies, and she had 5. At one time she had 7, but she had 5 that I remember. And every once in a while, she got us into going to nursing homes to take the dogs in, and the senior citizens, would get to pet them and watch them do a few tricks and stuff. It was very enjoyable for them, and I really loved it. I don't even know if anybody still does that stuff. Well, word got around that, we did it at for senior citizens. My friend couldn't always go. She didn't have a car, and sometimes, we couldn't pile all her dogs and mine into the same vehicle. So there were a few schools that requested, bring the dogs in, show them what you do, So I would take all three of them into the schools, and one time they had it in the gymnasium. I mean, it was huge, and the bleachers were full and everything. I was surprised. And Inky would do his little dances for everybody, and the little Chihuahua, he would dance and walk on his hind legs, and he was a real ham, and showed his obedience. And I did the same thing with Blarney and Corky, where they were more advanced, to where I would take their jumps with them, and because you have what they call a CD dog, that's a companion dog in novice, where it's the beginning part of it is all on leash. Then your CDX dog was your companion dog excellent, which was all off lead. It was all off lead, and they would sit and lay down while you were out of sight. And if they moved, lost points. Then you have your UD, I think it's called, or UDT, or something, utility dog, where they did, I think that's how it goes, it's been so long, they jump over a high jump, and then the next one is a broad jump, and then the other one is your sense, where they find dumbbells that were scented by you, without them knowing where it's placed, and so on and so forth. We didn't get that far. Ran out of money, couldn't, Blarney did have a couple degrees, and that was about it. And so did Corky. But I would take my jumps with me, the broad jumps and the high jumps, and set up the small area of it, a smaller height and stuff, because any dog had to jump 1.5 times their height. If you had a little Chihuahua that was only, 9-10 inches tall, then he had to jump, 15 inches. If he was 10, it was 1.5 times. And Blarney would do the jumps, and Corky would do the jumps. They were real good. The kids just went crazy over that stuff. And then I did them in parts of Ohio, and then my mother knew that I was doing it, and they lived in PA. So the school that my younger sisters went to requested that I bring them there, and we did it all on stage for the kids. They raved about it. And what was nice about my dogs is they weren't afraid to be around all those kids and stuff, because we'd get off the stage or off, when all the kids would come down and they were talking. My dogs just loved the attention. You'd pet them and they'd go nuts, and they'd want to lick everybody, and and they were very obedient, though. If they were told to sit and stay and not do anything, just sit there and take the petting and everything, they sat right there. And Blarney was the biggest baby of them all. He loved it. He loved the riding, the going, the interaction with all the kids. And it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that. I wish I could do it now, but financially, no. And the age I am, I just can't handle all that travel, and so much training has changed. See, when I used to go to the all-breed training club, I kept requesting that I wanted to be an instructor, and they said that one of the requirements of being an instructor is your dog had to have at least one, you know, they had to have at least one, had to be a CD dog, at least, and have so many shows in their belt, so to speak. And once Blarney and Corky both had all that, requirement, excuse me, they allowed me to be an instructor. And it was free. You volunteered, you didn't get paid for it or anything, which was fine. And, the people you would see there come through, and you're, trying to tell them that, you don't sit there and go, sit, 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 sit. I mean, there's a certain method to it. It's not abusive, and, you can teach your dog to sit and stay in a matter of a week or less if you use the right method. And these were 10-week courses. And we had a few we had to boot out because there was a guy who had a Doberman that practically strangled his dog. And we reported him, we booted him out. And, you just don't, there's no room for abuse of an animal, none whatsoever. But it was so much fun going to the dog shows and showing the dogs, for the kids, and they really enjoyed it so much. The schools and the senior citizens, oh my gosh. I mean, Blarney would rest his head, if the patient couldn't, or the senior citizen couldn't come out to the, what they called like the day room or something, they allowed us to walk down the halls and, go to certain rooms, and Blarney would just go and he'd put his head on the bed and put his paw up, and rest his head there, and just loved to be petted, and it made them feel so good. I miss that part too. I really do. I miss it because that's a calming thing, for a senior citizen. And here I am now, a senior citizen. So the only issue is this puppy is not calming me down. He's not a calm one. So, but the one that was in the paper, that was a dog show at one of our local malls at that time. And it was that one was a lot of fun too. But we did have an issue with that mall, a particular store in there, a pet store, that we picketed. Because no way are they going to tell you at that time that a mixed breed is a registered dog. Because they were selling mixed breeds for like, $200-$300. And so what is wrong with them? And some of them dogs were shipped from clear across the United States in boxes. I mean, it was cruel. It was very, very cruel. And we picketed them enough and petitioned enough, and they were removed from the mall. And I don't think there's any pet stores in malls anymore. At least I hope there isn't. Because that was not a good thing. Not at all. So, let's see. What else? As I look at the pictures. That one picture of Blarney laying there in color, I think. That was at a dog show. Matter of fact, that is the dog show that he scored 199.5 out of 200 points. It was in Mansfield, Ohio. And I guarantee you, I have the ribbons. I have the all the entry papers, everything. That's where I found the photo anyway. It's in it's in a photo album that's falling apart after all these years, and it's got the papers, the qualifying papers, where it says, you know, you get this many points for sitting, this many points for, you know, coming when called, and, you know, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Maybe I'll show one of these days. No one's probably really interested in that, but, you know, we're talking pets, so, you know. Now, I didn't just have dogs. I will start showing some of my other pets, which were my kitties. I had several kitties, and I don't care if it's a kitty, a cat, a dog, I loved them all, and equally. I mean, I did love Blarney maybe more than some of the other ones. You know, you do have one that's very, very special to you. And he was very, very special. And not because he was so obedient, and it just, his personality, it was, I don't know. You'd have had to have known him. It's just how he was. So that's the extent. Now we'll get into something a little different. All day Friday. I mean, all the day. I ran and I ran and I ran. Oh my gosh. And all our snow disappeared. It hit 50 degrees, and I think the day before or whatever, and everything gone in a blink. I mean, it took 2 to 3 days for it all to lay down there, and 1 day or less for it to just like disappear. And now all it's been doing is raining, and that's what we're going to get. Rain, 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 rain for 2 or 3 days. But I started running at 9:30 this morning, and I didn't stop until, oh geez, it was, I don't know, 1 o'clock. Because I ran to do certain things I had to do, came back, had to go up, check the mail, got to get the puppy's dog license, so they send it in the mail to fill out the papers and send it in, and had to go to the post office. Like I said, there was a lady who was doing that Strength Along the Journey on Facebook, and she ran out of a specific color, so I shipped that out to her today, a bunch of that particular color. And let's see, what else did I have to do? I had to, oh shoot, no, I gotta get a piece of fuzz. Oh, come on. Well, crap. Then I had to get some more creamer because I was out. And I hope you can see this diamond painting, because I can't see what you see. But anyway, finally, got that all done. And the bad thing is that I didn't even sleep the night before. I was up all night dealing with that puppy. I would start to go to sleep, and boom, he'd be either jumping on me or screaming from his puppy cage. And I got virtually no sleep last night. So by the time I got home, I was wired, by about 1 o'clock or so. I was wired. But you ever get so tired you can't sleep? And I just couldn't even close my eyes. So finally, at about, I don't know, I think it was about 4 or 5 o'clock, I passed out. I mean, I couldn't make it. I passed out, and then I woke up at 10:30. So here I am, doing some diamond painting that I didn't get to do any yesterday or on Friday at all, and very little the day before, because all I finished was just this little section over here. So I'm taking my time on this. I figure, hey, what the heck, it's never a competition. And I know someone mentioned, why don't I, multi-place or stuff. Like I said, and I tried to explain, I tried multi-placing before. I can't seem to control the drills. I try to lay them down, and you got one down, one up, one down, one up, and I'm spending more time trying to straighten them, after I've laid them down, that it's like twice as much work. At least for me. I mean, I appreciate the fact there's people out there that can do it, and I've seen them lay them straight and everything. How they do it, I have no idea, but I also prefer doing them one at a time, and I love doing the checkerboard, because when I do the checkerboard, what I like is I can feel the crunch and the snap of when I put that other drill in. And if I pick up 4 drills, if I do a 4 multi-place, and there's a bad drill in the center, I've got to drag it out, and still go a single place to replace that one. I figured this works for me. I'm not in a hurry. Some people, maybe they multi-place because they like, I want to get it done. I want to get it done so I can move on to the next one or something. No, I just enjoy single placing. It's just my thing, and no apologies for it. That's what I do. So I guess maybe I'll get off here now, and in the next couple of days I'll come up with show some more photos. And like I said, I may have to show some on my computer. I have an external hard drive that has several photos, of some of my kitties that I never got a hard photo of. You did them with a digital camera at that time, and never made a copy. So they're on my external hard drive. So I hope you are going to have a wonderful weekend. I hope you're all going to be diamond painting. If not, I hope you're having a very safe and nice day. Nobody sick, hopefully. And if anybody is, I wish you well, and get well soon. So I'm going to get off here, have a sip of my coffee. Hits the spot. So, have a good one. I will be back with you in a couple days or so to go through a few more photos, if you don't mind. And enjoy your weekend. Diamond paint if you got them. If not, hey, spend time doing what you like. So, hugs to you all. Hope to see you here again. DP Crazy Lady, I'm out.